Yo, what's going on, Umers? I'm your uh, I'm your host Jesse, coach of the Haxo Haalderen, and today we're doing draft analysis for PUL Season 2, as you can see here in the top. Yeah, you can see that there. We're doing the PUL Season 2 draft analysis. Season 1 we were the champions, so well we're looking to defend that spot. And let's get right into it, I would say. First of all, we pick Marshadow, and if you go to Marshadow, you see like those are some pretty good stats. Nice speed stat, nice attack stat. Technician is really good. So what this thing does, it's mostly seen with like a life orb or something, and it has the moves. Obvious, always sneak because technician boosted. It hits pretty hard and it's pretty fast. So for scarfs and things. Its signature move, also really good, Spectral Thief, steals the target's boost before dealing damage. So, if your opponent sets up to +2 attack and you click Spectral Thief, you attack them, but before you attack, you grab their +2, so you hit with double power, and you'll keep the +2 attack. So that's really good. It also has things like close combat, and it has pretty good coverage like Ice Punch, which can also run hidden paralyze if some opponent has intimidate, and by technician it gets more base power. So and its special attack of 90, that's not even that bad. So mostly seen like this, or it can also bulk up, but that's not that often seen. Next up, we grab Zeraora. I never know how to pronounce his name. This mon is freaking amazing because it has the best um, electric type move in the game, in my opinion. Plasma Fists. Because, well, okay, there's one. The problem with electric type moves is that the only, like, good electric type moves that's really there is like Thunderbolt, and that's base 90 power, and that's like one of the best. The best electric type move, in my opinion, is obviously Bolt Strike, which is only available to, I think, Zekrom and Victini. I'm sure about Victini, not really sure about Zekrom though, but that's like the best. And I'd say Plasma Fist is a really good one because 100 base power, 100 accuracy, and has a 112 base attack stat. So that actually hits really hard. You can even throw like a band on it. And you won't have to worry about not outspeeding things because it has. I mean, you can literally like put 28 EVs in it. You'll outspeed a base 100. So that's really amazing. Like most of the times, this thing will have like a plasma fist volt switch because even with stab, it has a base 102 special attack, and if you make it adamant, it still has 216. So that's pretty decent. And then you still have the stab. So just for switching around, I have things like close combat, fire punch, even fake out, endeavor for really funky sets, fire punch to hit physical walls like a fortress, grass knot to hit monster that electric types normally can't hit like Quagsire and things, low kick for really heavy opponents, say a Snorlax, and outrage to deal with dragon's superpower if you don't want a Spadef drop, which I don't know why you would really want that. What's the biggest problem with that? And even if you have like a Mega Heracross or something as your opponent, you can even run Bounce or Aerial Ace. So I think it's a really viable mon and a great choice. Um, this is what it's gonna look like most of the times. Um, Look at that speed stat. That's just under the speed stat of a Mega Beedrill, and we all know how quick Mega Beedrill is. It even has some pretty decent bulk, so I mean, you're probably not gonna need all of that speed. I mean, if you want to outspeed base 121, and you of course want to run Adamant, then you can just do like this, base 121. Oh, give me one more. Yeah, and you can just put like 40 in its HP stat if you want, and it's pretty bulky then. I mean, You can underestimate it, but it's pretty bulky. Next up, we picked your boy. Let me nickname him. Let me do that real quick. Thanks, Apex. You all know he's back from season 1. He's laying up them these spikes again. You all know what it's gonna do in season 1 is just not scratch. It's not that broken, okay? No, but Scald, Sludge Bomb, and like you can even set up on it with, because that's the move Haze. It can toxic you for flying mons that don't get affected by toxic spike. Baneful Bunker to protect you and poison the mons that want to attack you. It can even knock off. It can recover. It's just a great mon. And if you look at those defense and special defense, you know it's gonna take them hits. Also, it's a grounded poison type, so it will help you to switch into mons who toxic, and you can absorb the toxic spikes. Next up, we got Porygon 2 with the Eviolite. Pretty great because Toxapac's weaknesses are most of the time like electric, and Porygon 2 eats every attack for breakfast. I mean, it's Eviolite. It got some pretty decent bulk already, and with Eviolite, that's gonna be like amazing. Um, it has three pretty good abilities. First of all, Trace. I mean, if you face like something, if you face like a Duck Trio, you can switch into the Ducky, and you can trap the Ducky. Or I don't know if it's able to switch out if it has Arena Trap as well. But the nice thing is, if it switches out, the mon um that he switches into can not switch. So you don't even have to predict because he can't really do much. Also, it's got download to sometimes make its special attack go higher, and analytic. If you think your opponent is gonna switch, he obviously switches first, and you'll have more attack power. Most of the time, team would recover, even rest if you're the god who doesn't get toxic and just stalls the heck out of people. Toxic most of the time. Try attack is pretty good as well. It's a base 80, which is pretty decent, and it got a 20% to either paralyze or burn or freeze. So you can get three really useful things. And if you freeze someone, oh, I just deleted that. That wasn't on purpose. But if you freeze someone, you know he's gonna be salty. Salt nice challenge in Pokemon. Okay, next up we got the Zygarde 10%. Also really fast, so we got amazing speed tiers at the moment. We got like 125, 143 as in the 43 as in the lead speed, and 115. We even got a sneeze after this, another 115. Priority on this, priority fake out on this. I think fake out and eye shard on this, and sneak on this. So we got a lot of priority and a lot of speed and some good bulk. So looking at it now, our draft is going really good. Zygarde's often seen either as a bandit attacker to just do damage pretty fast. Not really bulky, but its attack stat is pretty decent. Pretty fast, a good ground type. 1,000 arrows is a really good move because it can hit flying types as well. Or it's seen as a dragon dancer who just attacks. Who just sets up a DD and then tries to sweep. Next up we got a Sneasel, the boy Sneasel, and he's pretty good as well. He got some Ice Shard. He can fake out. He lacks a bit in power though, so most of the time you run him with the band or the life orb. So it can like eye shard, fake out, knock off, pursuit to trap people, or it can like icicle crash if you want to. So that's what it's gonna look like most of the time. Next up we got Tangela. Eviolite Tangela is fucking amazing. I mean, I don't need to swear, but I actually do because that's how amazing it is. Let me tell you. Eviolite Tangela lives a Flare Blitz from a sheer force, max attack, adamant, no item Darmanitan. What the actual fuck? This thing, okay, it needs to be like bold and max defense. It needs to get like this setup. Oh, oh, forgot to tap. Like it needs this setup, but this thing with an Eviolite takes the crap does it take that in? That means it's like really bulky. It's pretty good because it can like sleep powder. It has Giga Drain for some recovery, and it even has a base 100 special attack stat. So it still does a lot of damage, although it's a Tangela. It can like knock off even. So you can even nature power to like get a Moonblast or something in a misty terrain. Next up, we got the Diancie, another great speed tier 110 to really make people need to outspeed things. Um, well, Diancie is really fast. It has some really good defenses and phenomenal special attack and attack, and a good HP stat. So what you're most of the time gonna see with Diancie is Moonblast, um, Power Gem, or Diamond Storm as a rock stab, because you can hit steel types with that. You'll have something like earth power or HP fire. Oh, fire. It's hard to type, guys. It's really hard. But you'll have like HP fire or something. You can even call mine to boost, or if you weaken a team with your other mons, you can even put rock polish on it. It's got good defense, so it'll take a hit. You can rock polish up and just smack a team with the combination of Moonblast, earth power, and a power gem, or a diamond storm. Diamond storm is also a really good attack, um, because it has a 50% chance to raise your defense by 2 if you hit. So that's real good as well. Next up, we got Rayquaza. We have a 95 speed, so we got them. We also got some speed to yeah, to like outspeed some a little bit lower, you know. So Rayquaza is really good. HP, that's phenomenal. Defense, that's really good actually. Special defense, also really good. Attack is like phenomenal, and special attack's phenomenal. The nice thing about this is Victini got sniped for me, but this boy also has your boy Victor 88, and um this guy with a band, if he gets an opportunity with like uh paralyzing things, it will kill because it has the move Dragon Ascent, making it a mega, but you can mega in this league obviously, but because that will be really broken. And it does lower your defense and pedestals like a CC, a close combat for flying type, but there are like no most teams do not have good flying resist, so that's also really amazing. I can just slap a scarf on there and do a lot of damage. Also, its move pool is just amazing. It has like if he creates to gyro ball, even if you want to go for some funky set, Draco Meteor, Outrage to hit on the physicals, Dragon Side, Solar Beam, Blizzard, Fire Blast, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Stone Edge, Iron Tail, Earthquake. It has Energy Ball, it has everything. Next up, we got Alakazam. Alakazam is most of the time seen with his sash. Magikarp makes it unaffected by things like heal and toxic, and you can run like things like coal mine on it even. But the most of the time it's like seen sash counter because it can come in on rocks, won't take damage from rocks, so it has a permanent sash. I'd say sash counter to countermont. It doesn't get mirror coat, which sucks a bit, but it gets sash counter. And otherwise, it's most of the and sash always guarantees to like 90% of the mons that you get 2 hits on, because it has a base 120 speed set with it, which is really high, and also most mons do not have like priority, so you can also slap a life orb on it. Won't take life orb recall, so because of magic guard, and your opponent won't notice the life orb, you know, the 10% chipping away, so they will be like, oh, is he Z? No, if you get a low roll, or if you get a high roll, he could be specs, I don't know. So in most of the time, just run psychic or psy shock with shadow ball, counter if you have the sash, dazzling gleam. I think it even gets like dark pulse. No, okay, but it just hits really hard. Next up, we got Clefgear, our little thing, which will be a really useful Pokemon to have in like real life, because I mean, if you're still in school, you could just get your clef key out of your bag, put it in the locker of the get some lockers of teachers open, and get some get some exams. Huh? I don't know. I scored an A plus. I think that's how you call it in. Yeah, that's how all the Americans call it. I don't know. I scored an A plus. I might have the test. How would I get the test though? But it's really useful. It has like the Prankster Thunderwave. The only problem is like dark types, but that isn't even a problem for this mon because it can run Dazzling Gleam and it's stabbing. It's still gonna hit pretty hard. It can like Thunderwave, stack spikes. Oh, that's Spider Web. That's something. Let me do this. Okay, spikes. It can also reflect and light screen. So you can set it with them on like Zygarde or Zerora Home Class, Marshadow Bulk Up, um, Calm Mind or Rock Polish Diancie, Dragon Dance Rayquaza, Calm Mind Alakazam. So it's really good most of the time seen with either Leftovers or Light Clay. And last but not least, or actually kind of least, we have Vullaby, this little guy. I mean, I needed another defogger because yeah, it's kind of useful to have those. And I was like, ah, Vullaby is there. I need to get like a tier 5. Oh, get out. I need to get like a tier 5. And it's pretty decent because it has, can't like be hit by Spore and things. It can Toxic, it can Roost, Defog. It's with the Eviolite, its defense is actually pretty good, and its PDF isn't lacking as well. So it's also a really good one. Um, so I mean, I think the Zygarde just disappeared for a moment, but I think we've got a pretty good chance at winning this season. I think we've gotten a good shot. I think playoff will be at least there. But one thing is kind of a problem because my play of pool is kind of limited because we have like great players. We first of all have Scafernape. He's really good. Second of all, we have me in the pool. It's a pool of 5. Um, I think we're like in pony division or something. With Scafernape, he's a really good player. He's beaten me I think once or twice, and I've beaten him once or twice as well. So he's pretty good. Then we have me. I mean, I'm the PUL Season 1 champion, so I'm pretty good as well. Next off we have I got him in the quarterfinals, but he's a really competent battler as well. We have Zombie Captains. My Zombie Captains was my opponent in the finals, so I don't need to say he's pretty good as well. And last but not least, we have Greninja Plays, and Greninja Plays is also a really good player because he got to semis, and Zombie won from him in semi-finals. So we have like 3. I have like no, I just have 4 really good people in my pool, and 2 out of 5 go to the playoffs. So it's gonna be really hard, but I'll try my best, guys. I'll see you when I get the first upload. Um, I hope you're all gonna be great, and like yeah, I hope you just be great.